I want to help folks to recognize and understand that veterans are more than their incapacities. What we have is not who we are.
Right.
I'm a disabled veteran. I have a disability, but I am not a disabled veteran, right? I have is not who I am. And too often what we find is the community, the narrative at large is everything's focused on the veteran's incapacity. We got great resources, great tools, great information, and great funding to support veteran mental disabilities, whether it's PTSD or traumatic brain injury or whatever else is going on, those silent wounds of war.
Yeah.
We've got great resources to support veterans that have physical incapacities, whether they're missing a limb or whatever the other physical challenge is that they have. We even have great resources and funding to support folks that have food insecurities or maybe some homelessness or so on and so forth. But the truth of the matter is that's a small part of the veteran population. It's important, right? It's critically important. I wouldn't take anything away from it, but you get in life what you focus on. And if all we focus on is veteran incapacity, then we get more incapacity.
Yeah. And
right?
Also, there's not enough resources to solve that problem anyway.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
What we'll find, though, if we begin to focus on veteran capacity, then we'll get more veteran capacity. Right? You get what it is that you focus on. Veterans solve their own problems, right?
Yeah.
And so you would have the nation and governmental entities would have an opportunity, and even philanthropists and corporations could spend less on social service. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to cut back any of that budgeting.
Right.
They won't have to work as hard supporting social services because social services will be supported by the veteran businesses themselves.
Right. Businesses, yeah.
I mean, who started Disabled American Veterans? It was a veteran, the DAV. Who started American Legion? Another veteran service organization. It was a veteran. Who started Wounded Warriors?
Yeah.
It was a veteran. Veterans look and they take care of one another. They take care of themselves and so forth. If we can if we can change our focus and begin to focus on veteran capacity and focus on those veterans who are able to grow the economy in communities where they live and serve, those same veterans, when they grow the economy where they live and serve, they will reach out and start nonprofits and start other organizations to help their own community. They will start to help the veterans in their community.
So I'm glad you brought that up because we were talking earlier about what is the one thing that you find it is a need for entrepreneurs and veteran entrepreneurs specifically,
right,
to be successful in building their businesses. And you were talking about leadership.
Absolutely. The question you asked about, you had originally made a comment about this belief that businesses fail because of lack of capital. And I chimed in on that comment. I'm like, well, I don't know if that's truly the case. I believe, I'm a fan and a follower and I get mentored by one of the top leadership gurus in the world, Dr. John Maxwell, who wrote a book called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. But in addition to that book, he coined this phrase that everything rises and falls on leadership. And I truly believe that everything rises and falls on leadership, including your business. Your business didn't fail because of lack of capital. Your business failed because your leadership didn't know how to structure your business or communicate your value proposition in such a way that folks would give you capital or that you could access the capital. The business didn't fail because the market changed. The business failed because your leadership didn't foresee the change in the market and make the necessary adjustments. And I give this example, for example, Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Blockbuster didn't fail because of a lack of capital. Blockbuster failed because the leadership didn't take advantage of the research and the information that was available to them. Netflix apparently had a conversation directly with Blockbuster. You give Blockbuster first right of refusal to say, hey, do you want to partner with us? Do you want to collaborate with us? Do you want to take advantage of this new technology and let's stream this content to the marketplace? Yeah. And Blockbuster kind of raised their hands and said, you know what? We like what we're doing. We're going to build some more blue and yellow brick buildings.
We're stick to our old way of thinking,
right? We can keep doing it the way we're doing it. And as a result, you see there are no Blockbusters today.
Yeah.
Well, that's not because of a lack of capital. That's because leadership made some decisions that didn't keep track with the entrepreneurial model. The entrepreneurial model says identify the opportunity in the marketplace. In other words, figure out what problem there is in the marketplace and come up with a solution to that problem. And Blockbuster went off of that model, that program of utilizing the research, identifying the opportunity, and developing a problem according to this new opportunity. So leadership is absolutely critical, and that's the thing that makes a serviceman or woman, a veteran, more likely to be successful in business. The data shows, and I think FranNet, an organization, an association of franchises across the nation.
Okay, yeah.
They're really fond of veterans, and one of the reasons they're fond of veterans is, one, veterans know how to follow a standard operating procedure. You can put a manual in their hand and they know how to follow the manual. Yeah. And that's literally what a franchise is. It's a business in a box that says, if you follow this is how you do it, right? That's how it works. Right. But the data shows that veterans who own franchises generate 2 to 5 times more revenue than folks who don't. Mm-hmm. And that has a lot to do with the fact that they come to the franchise community with leadership skills. They come to the franchise community with team building skills. They come to the franchise community with problem solving skills. They come to the franchise community with the discipline to be able to follow these procedures, and so on and so forth. Discipline, going back to leadership. The highest form of leadership is self-leadership. Oh my God. Self-leadership is self-discipline. Yeah. That's what we carry when we come out of the military, the ability to discipline ourselves and lead ourselves to get stuff done.
Well, let me ask you this thing, because you came out, opened up a fitness center in California.
I did.
Now you're here running, VBOC. Yeah. So tell me about the transition and why are you so passionate about this?
The passion comes from my own pain. When I purchased this gymnasium in Hollywood, California, because I didn't tap into the SBA resources, mainly because I wasn't aware, but because I didn't tap into the SBA resources, I made some mistakes that I didn't have to make had I tapped into the SBA resources and the Resource Partner Network. Right. And as a result, and the best example that I can give from that story is the owner who sold me that gym withheld some information from me. And this was back in 1991. What he didn't tell me was the streets in front of my gymnasium were getting ready to go through a major 24-month overhaul. Wow. Well, see, had I gone through the SBA Resource Partner Network, I would have surrounded myself with a Bell team, some advisors who would have talked to me more about how to do more due diligence, where I would have been able to uncover that information. Had I joined the Chamber of Commerce, you can bet all the other small businesses in that area
would have told you.
They would have told me. They were having conversations about how they were going to survive this street shutdown. Mm-hmm. But it was that failure of that business right there that created this initial passion in me that said, you know what? I can't do this alone next time, right? There's got to be some resources out here and some things that I can do or some folks that I can connect to keep me from making even that small, simple mistake, so on and so forth. And then I joined here in the state of Texas. I was part of the foundational program called the Texas Veterans Commission Veteran Entrepreneur Program. That's Texas, the state of Texas version of the SBA for veteran of the VBOC. Okay. That's Texas's version of the VBOC, called the Veteran Entrepreneur Program. It was a small group of us whose job was to go out and let veterans in Texas know about all of the programs and resources that were available in Texas to help your business get up and running. At that time, there was a Veterans Business Outreach Center powered by the U.S. Small Business Administration down in South Texas at University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. They were covering the entire state of Texas. That was in 2000, I guess, about 12 to 15. And in 2015, I volunteered to speak in their programs. They were teaching these classes, and I started speaking in their programs. Well, in 2015, the SBA came out with a new funding announcement saying we'd like to put a VBOC, Veterans Business Outreach Center, in North Texas. I bid for that funding opportunity, and I won that funding opportunity to open a VBOC in North Texas. Okay. And now my VBOC covers North Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Nevada. And in Nevada, we have 2 VBOCs. We have one in Las Vegas covering Nellis Air Force Base in and around that community. And then we have one up in Reno, Nevada, at University of Nevada, Reno, covering Naval Air Station Fallon and northern Nevada.
Okay.
And so forth. But that passion just really comes from, I don't want to see folks do what I did. I don't want to see these 50,000 veterans walking out of the military every year who say they want to be self-employed and they just shoot from the hip. They just go off of their own leadership and their knowledge, because the brain that you use in the military is only part of the brain that you need to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
The other part of that brain is surrounding yourself with all of these amazing resources that the SBA has made available to you.